Well, here we are. Sending unit time. At least we're going to do some work to get prepared for it anyway, but let's just sneak a little peek at this thing. Said it's the right one. No returns. Stuff like that. So sounded pretty positive. See if it looks anything like the one that I've got. Which, to be honest with you, it basically does. Glad it came with a new O-ring. Yep. Got the little plug-in, the outlet, the gauge, so, and then the filter sock here, so, which is probably in way better shape than mine is, I imagine, I guess. I don't know. We're going to find out once we get that thing out of here. Well, let's get this party started. Well, get the sending unit out. We got to drain the gas tank. And the last time that we drained the gas tank by hand, like just letting the fuel drain, took quite a while. And turned out to only be like 7 gallons when I thought the thing was full. But now that we all know that I've got an electric fuel pump on here, this technically should take no time at all, depending on how clogged that sending unit is. And this is going to show us if and how clogged that sending unit is. So we're going to get set up for that and see what we find out. All right, well, we got our contraption set up over there. I'm going to turn on the key and see if we get fuel going. Okay, I can hear it. Now I got to go to the other side of the car to see if I can see it. Oh yeah, it's flowing big time, actually. I mean, it's really going. So maybe all we need is a sending unit, not a whole gas tank. I don't know. But it's flowing big time. Huh. Interesting. Well, we're going to let that thing do its thing and then see what happens. Well, we were able to get the majority of the gas out, and it wasn't just 7 gallons, it was like 10 plus a little. So if we had busted this apart before, there'd have been gas all over the place. And for all I know, it'll still happen. But we have everything all disconnected that needs to be disconnected. So I got the sending unit ready to come out once I pop that electrical connection off. So we're going to move on to that and see what happens. I have a little fan going so we get some of the fumes out of here. Fuel dropping on me. And spider. Ooh, that was scary. I don't know what the hell kind of spider that was, but it was gross. Yeah, he's dead and gone. Yeah. Don't have anything to do with those. Yeah, that thing hasn't moved in a minute. Yep, it's definitely moving now. There we go. Get that ring out of there. There it comes. All right, no fuel. Sweet. That's good news. Come on, there we go. Finally get to look at this thing. Oh yeah, see, there was my problem. So that's awfully interesting that the brass float that was right here deteriorated almost completely and wrapped itself around this, and then somewhat probably plugging off you know, a percentage of that flow. So kind of crazy. The rest of it appears to be okay, other than the fact that the gauge wasn't working, which with a float, the gauge actually might work. The sock still feels good. It's still soft or whatever. I should just hook this up and then see if it actually works. I mean, it's flowing. Probably could have just bought a float. Didn't think of that. But the gauge might be toast too. Well, I don't know if there's much to see. This is going to be, let's see. Yeah, that's the bottom of the tank. Still has a little bit of fuel in it. I did feel around in there and I can feel a bunch of sediment, which I guess is probably normal. You know, as we look at the side of the tank, yeah, it's definitely, just has some dried up material on it. Doesn't look like it's in super bad shape to me. Just some sediment in the bottom, which seems to be pumping through once in a while, which isn't the best, but I don't know. We have a new one on order. I guess I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to try and change it out or not. So now we just got to decide what it is we want to do. Do we want to replace the tank, keep the tank, just change the sending unit? Turns out, I tested this offline, the sending unit that I've got, the gauge part of it actually still works. It's just because the float was gone that the gauge didn't work. So could have just thrown a float in it and thrown it back in and just clean that sock out. You know what I mean? Carb cleaner kind of stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Probably be just fine. So I don't know. Gonna hang on to that. Yeah, that other sending unit I bought, the new one, was like $150. But for now, we got everything disconnected and trying to decide if we're gonna, you know, do a new gas tank or not. But one of the things is we have that little O-ring there is broken, like all the way through. I don't know that it'll leak or not, but I did have 10 gallons in it, so I suppose not. But then again, that's on the upper end of the tank, so yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about that. So I mean, that's taking the gas tank out kind of stuff, where we could put a new grommet, new vent, you know, the check valve on the top. We could put a new O-ring in this, put a new sending unit in it, and call the tank good. But then again, we have it out, so could just replace it. I don't know. Got to decide. Well, look at what we have here. Maybe the final solution. Who knows? But we have a gas tank to go with our sending unit. Oh, thank God. Have our sending unit, which I know you've probably already seen by now. Brand new, ready to go. Yeah, I still have the old one, but I did order a new float for it. I mean, it still works. So, and you know, talking with some friends tends to work better than the aftermarket ones, right? So who knows which one we'll use. What else we got today? Oh yeah, we got our vent, so that's good. Needed that. Lower grommet for the filler neck, and the vent grommet for the vent. And we also picked up new vent line, so we can replace that. I don't know. I say we get started. All right, so maybe we'll just start assembling this thing. Pop that in there. I would like to see about putting that sending unit in. Let's flip this upside down. Maybe it'll be easier to work with. I don't know. Maybe. It's got some tabs there. to make sure it lines up properly. And we've got choices of a couple different gaskets to use because it came with one, but this came with one. And this thing should... Not as easy as it looks. It is hot as balls out here. Try number 2. Alright, so the gasket doesn't quite line up. So, had it. Nudge it over. Almost have it in there. I mean, the way it should. Just need to just a little bit. Quite close. Let's try the other O-ring. See what that does. And I was told by a friend to use the original lock ring because that the new ones tend to suck, supposedly. Seeing that? That sets in there kind of pretty. I mean, it definitely seems better to me. Looks like I might have it going. So let's see if we can tap that on there. It's in. Feels snug. The O-ring seemed to feel pretty good. Let's hope it doesn't leak. Sorry, Scott, I'm not using the old ring. I'll probably wish I'd paid attention later, but at least I know how to do it. If I have to do it again. Or 3 times. Well, time for the moment that I don't know. Did I just burp? Don't know how to do this properly. This is the tank vent that we need to install, but I'm assuming you put the gasket or the O-ring in first and then drop this in. I hope anyway, because I don't think I'd be able to get it in otherwise. Then, just push this thing through, I guess, maybe. First part went through fine. Can I get the other part through? Don't know. And if I lube that up a little bit with something. Well, my dad always taught me. A little bit of spit never bothered anybody. So we'll try that. Right in. All right. So now we get to squeeze over here and hook up our vent line. And the factory put a piece of tape there to hold that. So I think I'm going to recreate that with a little bit of duct tape as they used. Let's see. Oh boy. Yep, that wasn't good. So we're just gonna tape that on there just like they did at the factory. There you go. We have our old tank here. Not that it's bad. I mean, it's in good shape actually. It still has a little bit of fuel in it, but you know, it's just dirty. But I'm just gonna replace it because I can. I guess I bought it and it's here. I just got to put that little, you know, thing on there, the insulator for that, and then we refurbished our tank straps. So they got a lot of undercoating on them and stuff, and I just cleaned them up and sprayed them. Looks pretty good, so make it look pretty. Our new tank does have a little dent in it. Bummer, but it's not bad. I mean, not like I lost a gallon or anything, but it does have a little dent in the bottom. You'll see it once we install it. So let's get set up. We're getting so close. We've got to clean the dust off of the insulator here. This thing is dusty dirty. I mean, there's a lot. 46 years of this dirt blowing around. 60,000 miles worth of 46 years. Trying to do things right. Rocks get in there. Now the question is, can I remember which way it goes? All right. I think we're there. Not too shabby. All right, so we determined that this is the bottom side that collected all the dirt and crap. Still a few more rocks in there. All right, well, I say we hook up our gas tank straps and get this ready to put in. Crawl around the other side here. Only one. Here's two. All right. Well, we painstakingly got this up there. Only problem is we're going to need an additional 2x4 to get this the rest of the way. Getting somewhere. Get these in the right slot. There we go. Gotta see what this little. We need to get the vent line out from underneath there. Got a plug missing, body plug missing. Throw our insulator up there. Seems like this is what's really holding the pressure of the tank, is right in here. So hence the insulator. So looks like we got everything clear and ready to go. So we're just gonna go for it. All right, so got our other insulator up here with new little clips or whatever that I've had since 1992. Jam those in there. Now, of course, the other one went in with no problem. There we go. Well, we can't go too far because I got to get that in there. Not that I forgot, but I kind of forgot. All right. dust that off. Even get this in a position to get that in there. Putting a thin layer of motor oil on it. Kind of all the way down the neck here. A little more on the gasket itself. So that way this thing just slides right in there, maybe. Can I slide this over a little bit? Nope. Well, I think I'm just going to work with this because we're just wasting time. I'm going to work with this and come back. Well, now we're finally getting somewhere here because it's going in. Just walking it. Get it right back to the line where it was at. Hopefully. Alright, I'm not going to go all the way until I know it needs to go all the way. Well, to be completely honest, I don't know if I caught any of that on video or not. If I did, great. If not, I suck. But it's in there. And like I said, I left a little bit off of it just to be sure that it's in the right place because this is a different tank, but you never know. I still got to get another 2x4 into there so I can get this thing all the way up there because we still have a couple hands worth of space. So I'm going to work on getting that in there, and then this is going to be fun. And then we'll come back. So like I said, get yourself a second jack. It just seems to help a lot. All right, now we're jacking up the car. So, let's see if our straps don't quite reach, so they're probably buried back there. So let's go fix that. Well, go figure. The tank is a little bit different, and we're a little bit too short. About a finger's width there. Every time. Probably need to order new gas tank straps. I imagine the new ones probably fit this tank. We'll see. Well, let's just check and see what we have in our magic red basket of tricks. Oh, imagine that. Got longer bolts. I mean, for now, if we order new straps, see if those fit or not. But for now, we can take this bolt and run these all the way up to the frame. And then have that hold it. And then we can just adjust wherever our straps hit with these. So we'll just do that for now. All right, let's take these out. Those should just go right in there. Like so. The other one. All right. We can still get that on there, so let's put this nut on. This one's gonna act like the stopping point for the frame. Okay. Now let's get that washer up there. Now we're cooking with gas. Get it? Gas. Okay, we can get rid of these jacks. Now we can wiggle the tank around and put it where we want it. Start setting everything in place. We'll hang on to those in case we get new straps. And let's check some positioning here. Okay. Right there. I think we're good there. All right. So I think our positioning is good. Get this little insulator in the right spot. And then we can start cranking this baby down. Straps first. Liking that. Alright, let's just double check some things. Oh, man, that feels pretty snug, so I think we're just going to lock it down. I'll try and knock that over a little bit, like that. Locked. 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 Okay, it's in there. All said and done. Now we got to hook up the fuel line and the vent line. We got our fuel system hooked up. We got our fuel gauge hooked up. We got our fuel pump hooked up. All the wiring's tied up. Everything's out of the way. Should be good to go. Yep. And then we got all this hooked back up. So we have the little catch can in there and all that stuff bolted back up. Now we just got to put some fuel in it and then turn on the ignition, turn on the pump, see if we get fuel. All right. Let's start off with a little bit. Why is it spilling everywhere? Still some in there. It's actually too full. Ooh, boy, it just races out of there. It's like pushing back because of that door. I had to get a funnel. This is fun. Just gonna check and make sure it's not leaking on the ground. Whew, and there you have it. Gas cap on. Nothing dripping. Well, I also forgot to mention that I secured some stuff up here too, so if we take a quick gander at that, we do have our unions here for our fuel lines. Got our block off plate in, so wire tied everything up, so we should be in good shape there too. new filters and stuff, so we'll check for fuel leaks there too. Send some electricity through this thing. Can you hear the pump? Looks like it's trying. Okay, let's go see if we pulled any fuel. Oh yeah, we have fuel now. Wish I had some gasoline. Well, honestly, it's about a week and a half later after getting all that fuel work done and trying to fire up the car and it not firing. So we actually let it sit overnight, and it drained into the fuel line and kind of filled everything up. And then before you knew it, all 86 horsepower, running like a champ. So there's only one problem with all of that. We throw in our key here. There's only 5 gallons in it. With that, I get a hold of a good friend of mine at work who does this for a living. And he's like, hey, does that tank have a baffle in it? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess. Yeah, so the little lever that floats up when the gas tank is full is sitting on top of the baffle. Great. So let's do this again. All right. Well, we got it out, and I do believe I got it back in. Hopefully it stays sealed. I hate breaking that seal. It was perfect. I hate cars that leak fuel. But yeah, we got it back in, and let's see what we have here. Of course, the tank is empty, so it is climbing up a little bit. There's just a touch of fuel in there. Not sure how well the gauge reads, in versus to where it's at really with the tank, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work because now it's on empty where it should be. Right on. All right, let's button this thing up. All right, time of truth. Let's see what happens. Taking its time. Now the car is up on jack stands and pretty low on fuel. I only put like 4 gallons in it, but appears to be working. So we'll see what happens when we fill it up. If not, we're putting in the old one. Okay, time of truth. This didn't get to see this run the last time, but let's see what happens this time. Not in gear. Battery's dead. No shit. Don't make me try this. Well, finally, after all these weeks, finally got the fuel system figured out. Thank God. So that's done. I think we should take it for a ride. See how it does. Not too shabby. I think this thing's ready for a real tune-up. Because, again, I just used all the stuff from that other engine that guy had. He said it ran like a charm, so I just used what he had. But, I mean, it's running really good. But I bet it can run better. We may just have to do that. Run this around a little bit, charge up my shitty battery. I think we call this another success. So with that, we'll close out this chapter of all these fuel issues and get on to more fun stuff. Lord knows I've been collecting enough stuff. I don't even know what to do next, but I think it's going to be simple and probably be a nickel and dime time episode. So there you have it. Thanks for joining. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you like what you saw, click like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for joining Never Ending Cars and taking that never-ending ride.